Listen up. You have exactly $1,000 a month for rent. In some cities, that gets you a luxury 2-bedroom house with a yard. In others, you're crammed into a studio with 2 roommates, praying the roaches don't steal your food. It's wild how much the same amount can mean so differently. I'm going to show you what $1,000 actually gets you across America, from the best deals to the absolute worst rip-offs. Some of these are going to shock you. Let's go. Rent in America is wild. It's like living in different countries. The national median rent is $1,470 a month, but that's just a number. In cities, it tells a whole different story. Take Bismarck, North Dakota, for example. There, $1,000 gets you a spacious apartment with cash to spare. It's crazy how much rent can vary across the country. So, if you're looking to move, do your homework. In San Francisco, $1,000 might cover a closet if you're lucky. This isn't just about expensive versus cheap. It's about what quality of life you can actually afford. Let's talk about where your $1,000 can stretch the furthest. These cities let you live like royalty on a budget. First up, FARGO, North Dakota. Here, $1,000 a month gets you a legit 2-bedroom apartment, and we're talking about an average of 900 square feet. Imagine all that space without breaking the bank. FARGO is just one of those hidden gems for budget living. We're talking full kitchen, in-unit washer and dryer, parking included, sometimes even a small yard or patio. The average rent in FARGO is only $878, so you have over $100 left for utilities. You're living in a real apartment, not a shoebox. These buildings are newer because the city is growing. You have space to breathe, space for guests, space to actually live. Imagine that compared to coastal cities, where $1,000 barely covers a bedroom. Here, you can truly enjoy your home. It's about comfort, freedom, and a life well lived. Wichita, Kansas is a hidden gem for renters. Imagine paying just $1,000 a month for a spacious 2-bedroom apartment. We're talking about around 1,000 square feet of living space. The average rent here? It's under $900. You get updated appliances and central air, which is a must. Many complexes even have pools and gyms for that extra lifestyle boost. And guess what? Some folks are renting small houses for under $1,000. Yes, houses, with yards to enjoy the outdoors. The average rent in FARGO is just $878 a month. That leaves you with over $100 for utilities. You're living in a real apartment, not a shoebox. The buildings are newer because the city is growing. You have space to breathe, space for guests, and space to actually live your life. Compare that to coastal cities, where $1,000 doesn't even cover a bedroom. Wichita, Kansas is a hidden gem for renters. Imagine paying just $1,000 a month. You can snag a spacious 2-bedroom apartment around 1,000 square feet. The average rent here? It's under $900. Think updated appliances and central air conditioning. Many complexes even have pools and gyms. And get this, some folks are renting small houses for under $1,000. Yes, houses, with yards, for less than what people in New York pay to share a bedroom. The cost of living is so low that your $1,000 makes you feel wealthy. You can save money, eat out, have a life beyond just surviving. Let me tell you about living in Des Moines, Iowa. You can snag a nice 1-bedroom or even a 2-bedroom in great neighborhoods. We're talking about rent between $850 to $900 for solid apartments with amenities. Imagine modern buildings in safe areas, and yes, parking is included. With just $1,000, you cover rent and still have money left over. It's a smart choice for comfortable living without breaking the bank. The job market is stable with insurance and financial companies headquartered there. You're not sacrificing career opportunities for affordability. You're getting both. Looking for a place to live in Memphis? You can snag a 2-bedroom apartment or even a small house for under $1,000. The average rent is around $950 for a 2-bedroom. Imagine having space and affordability all in one. And you're in a vibrant city filled with culture, food, and music. This isn't some tiny town with nothing to do. Memphis has it all: fun activities and a lively atmosphere. If you're ready to make the move, let's chat. Memphis has over 600,000 people, professional sports, universities, and a real economy. Your $1,000 buys you an actual urban lifestyle. Oklahoma City rounds out the top tier. For about $1,000 a month, you can snag a 2-bedroom apartment around 1,000 square feet, or even a small house if you do a little searching. The average rent here is between $900 and $950. This city is buzzing with energy, aerospace, and biotech industries. Trust me, you're not moving to the middle of nowhere. You're getting a legitimate city experience while actually being able to save money and build wealth. Let's talk about the middle tier of cities. Here, $1,000 can get you something livable. It's not luxurious, but it's not a total disaster either. You might have to make some sacrifices though. Maybe it's a smaller space or a longer commute. But hey, you're not in crisis mode. You can still enjoy life without breaking the bank. It's all about finding that balance, right? So, if you're looking for a place to settle down, consider these options. So, you're looking at Phoenix, Arizona for a place to live. You might end up in a studio or a small 1-bedroom in an okay area. The average rent for a 1-bedroom is around $1,200. That means you're either stretching your budget or searching in older buildings. You might find yourself further from downtown too. And don't expect much space, maybe 500 square feet at best. It's cozy, but you'll have to make it work. So, it's a box, but it's your box. You get year-round sunshine and no winter blues. But hold on, those summers, a scorching 115 degrees. You'll find yourself glued to the AC, trust me. And that AC bill, $200 a month on top of rent. It's a trade-off, but hey, it's your box, right? Las Vegas is similar. For about $1,000, you can snag a basic studio or a tiny 1-bedroom. The average rent for a 1-bedroom is around $1,150, so you're getting a deal. But keep in mind, you might end up in an older complex or further from the Strip. But hey, it's Vegas. Entertainment is literally around every corner. Plus, there's no state income tax, which is a huge bonus. The weather? It's pretty decent, except for those brutal summer months. You're living small, but the city compensates with lifestyle perks. Welcome to Atlanta, where finding a decent place to live feels like a game of musical chairs. You might squeeze into a studio or a tiny 1-bedroom for $1,000. But if you want a real 1-bedroom, expect to shell out at least $1,300. And good luck finding one in a nice area or close to the city center. You might end up with just 400 square feet if you're lucky. But hey, Atlanta's got jobs, culture, and opportunities waiting for you. You're sacrificing space to be in a city with actual career growth and things to do. Looking for a 1-bedroom in San Antonio? You're looking at around 600 square feet for close to $1,000. The average rent is about $1,050. You might end up in an older building or outside the prime areas. It's tight, but honestly, it's manageable. Plus, no state income tax means your budget stretches a bit further. This city is rich in history, amazing food, and of course, the River Walk. You might be living small, but you're in a place full of character. Denver is really pushing it these days. You might find a dated studio for $1,000, or you could be splitting a place with roommates. Average studios are running about $1,200 to $1,300, and if you're lucky, you'll get a basement or an old building, far from downtown, maybe just 350 square feet. But hey, you moved to Denver for the mountains, right? So you're never home anyway. You're paying for location and lifestyle, not square footage. Now the brutal tier. cities where $1,000 is laughable. You're either homeless, struggling to get by, or crammed into a tiny apartment with too many roommates. Every day feels like a fight for survival. It's a harsh reality that too many face. Miami. Florida laughs at your $1,000. The average one-bedroom apartment is over $2,000. For $1,000, you might find a room in a sketchy area. Not an apartment, a room, shared bathroom, shared kitchen, and maybe 200 square feet. Or you're crammed into a 2-bedroom with 2 other people. Good luck finding space to breathe. You move to Miami for the beach and nightlife, but you can't afford to go out because all your money goes to rent. You're one car breakdown away from financial ruin. Welcome to Los Angeles, where your $1,000 feels like a joke. Average rent for a 1-bedroom, over $2,500. With $1,000, you're stuck renting a room in the valley, an hour from anything fun. Or maybe you share a 2-bedroom with 3 roommates, sleeping in the living room behind a curtain. You came here chasing entertainment dreams, but now you're juggling 3 jobs just to afford a corner of a shared apartment. This is the reality of LA. Glamorous on the outside, but tough on the inside. The beach and Hollywood might as well be on another planet because you can't afford gas or parking. So, you're looking at Boston, Massachusetts, huh? The average for a 1-bedroom is a staggering $3,495. And when you mention 1,000, the city just stares at you blankly. Forget about getting a real apartment. You're looking at a room in a triple or quadruple share in Allston with college kids, or maybe 40 minutes outside the city in a sketchy area. For $1,000, you might squeeze into 150 square feet. And don't forget the shared bathroom with strangers. The city has incredible universities and history. But unless you're making 6 figures, you're barely surviving. Welcome to San Francisco, the final boss of expensive rent. The average 1-bedroom apartment here? A staggering $3,368. If you think $1,000 will get you something, think again. In this city, $1,000 gets you absolutely nothing. Not a room, not a closet, not even a parking space. You need roommates, and a lot of them. 4 people in a 2-bedroom? Totally normal. And guess what? You're still paying $1,500 to $2,000 each. If someone tells you they found a place in SF for under $1,000, they're either lying or it's illegal and dangerous. The tech boom priced out everyone making under $200,000 per year. New York City really deserves its own spotlight. Did you know the average 1-bedroom in Manhattan is over $4,000? For $1,000, you're not really living in NYC. You're stuck in a room share in the outer boroughs. That means a 45-minute subway commute every day. You might find yourself in Queens or the Bronx, splitting a 2-bedroom with 2 other people. It's a tough reality for many trying to make it here. Everyone has their own corner and dreams of one day affording their own place. $1,000 in New York is what you pay just to say you technically live in New York while actually living in someone's sectioned-off living room. Here's the reality. $1,000 a month in rent is below the national median of $1,370. In affordable cities, that means a comfortable life. But in expensive cities, it feels like poverty. The gap between the cheapest and most expensive rent in America is staggering. It's wider than the entire housing market of many countries. We need to talk about this disparity and what it means for us. You can live in a 2-bedroom house in FARGO or share a room in Boston. Same country, same $1,000. Completely different realities. My take? If you're paying over $1,000 in rent, you better be making serious money, or at least building a career that justifies that cost. If you're young, ambitious, and broke, those expensive cities can really drain your wallet. Trust me, they can destroy you financially. But if you value space, savings, and quality of life, there's a better way. Affordable cities have everything you need without the stress. You can thrive without sacrificing your peace of mind. $1,000 should get you a life, not just survival. Where do you live, and what does your rent get you? I want to hear your stories. Drop them in the comments. And if you're thinking about moving, check out my other videos on different cities. They give you the full picture of the cost of living. Subscribe to the channel for honest takes on life across America. See you in the next one.